What's up, everybody? My name's Daniel Lakovic, and this is the NoMask podcast channel. And today we have our very first guest, my buddy Sly.
Hey, how everybody doing this evening? It's a privilege and an honor to be on this show, and you in for a treat tonight.
All right. I met Sly a couple years ago, and I wouldn't say we fell off, but I didn't put very much attention to my social interactions as it was. I was focused on business, and then I moved to Columbus, and then I disappeared off the map for a couple years down there. And he actually reached out to me. I remember I was doing a festival, and he gave me a call and we was chopping it up for a minute. It was cool. It was good to see his face and shit. And then I don't know, we just kept talking, I guess. And shit.
Yeah.
Now I have two friends.
Yeah. You know how it is in this world that we live in. It's a rarity that you honestly meet genuine people due to the fact that everybody feels the need to wear a mask. You know, the mask is off tonight, at least for myself and Daniel. This is how we roll. So, you know, you can either accept it or reject it. It's all up to you. But we're here to encourage, enlighten, and inspire in any way that we can. You know,
that's the name of the game. That's our plan. That's my plan for sure. I feel that I don't know our experience can maybe help benefit another. To anybody who's willing to hear, you know.
Yeah, I think that experience is really, truly the only asset we have. You know, the experiences that I've been through in my life has brought me on this journey right here at this moment in time through God's grace and mercy. So I'm very grateful to be here and honored to share different perspectives and, you know, hear some perspective concerning whatever the subject matter is.
And the funny thing about me and him is we always have different perspectives. Every time, man.
Hell yeah.
It'll be like, this table's brown. I'll be like, it's yellow.
Yeah, I ain't finna agree with everything that you say.
Nothing,
man.
I say.
Damn, no, I'm not. So
it's almost like I'm black and you're white. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you know, they say we mix well together, though. You know, when it's real, you mix well together.
That's true.
You know?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I don't know what we're talking about tonight, other than spiritual growth. That's really what I always talk about. If you didn't know, now you know. I think everything in the world is spiritual in nature, especially how we interact with each other. And man, we got room we can improve there. I know I do. My relations with people aren't very well right now, especially since I moved back to town. I don't know. I noticed, like, before I moved back to town, I knew that I previously had lacked in my effort towards social engagement, right? Because I was focused on work and business growth and money and all that stuff, which is pointless and doesn't even matter in the real aspect of things. So when I moved back up here, I came back with the intention and the agenda after I did my soul searching and a little bit of healing to put effort in this more than the business. And I've been fought with a lot of resistance, man. It's like I'm pedaling against the current, you know, and you know, for whatever reason that may be. I think I would go as far to theorize that people just be talking a lot of shit, and you know, and they won't talk it to me though. Nobody.
You know what I understand, and I don't mean to, you know, cut you off, but you know, to elaborate further, you know, as far as spiritual growth is concerned, I think up to this point in my life, man, I've made a minimal amount of spiritual growth. You know, only relied upon, you know, my higher power, whatever that may look like to me, you know, which is the universe, that I wanted to do things my way, you know, and you know, without God being in my life today, I wouldn't be here. So I understand the importance of spiritual growth on a daily basis. Of course, you know, having all the years of, you know, doing what I want to do and suffer the consequences for those things, you know, I had no other choice once I got sober to build a relationship with God, because God was the only thing that has kept me sober. You know, am I perfect at, you know, my interactions with people, or, my walk in recovery process? And it's kind of, you know, it's ironic that, I bring this into the topic of discussion because, I've had a lot of interactions with people in the recovery process on this west side of Cleveland that, a lot of them do wear masks. You see what I'm saying? They make it appear like they have your best interests and things like that. In the minute that, something is said that supposedly is offensive to one of the people that they deal with, all the people involved in that clique or circle have a tendency of putting a mask on with you as well.
Well, that's character assassination. If I slander another individual, even if I'm just venting to my boy about something that had happened, I'm invariably that sinks in, and then they start falling under that belief system too. They're like, oh yeah, he did that. He's not a good person, and then he's a bad person, and then he's gonna go tell 6 people, and they tell 6 people, and before you know it, I can't make any friends.
Well, far as friends are far and in between anyway.
Right.
That takes work and effort, just like any type of relationship. You see what I'm saying? But along my journey, my situationships was all about what I can take from the person or the situation that I was involved with.
I did a whole show about transactional relationships. How the majority of our relationships are transactional, even like dating world, everything. It's how can it benefit me? And that's just that's like the opposite way it's supposed to go. Supposed to be trying to help and give, while focusing on self and making sure we all right.
And then it's sad to say that along that process of transactional relationships, when things don't turn out right for me, I've always became a victim of the circumstances that I place myself in. I refuse to take a look at, what I did to put myself there, but I am a victim. I'm a victim of circumstances where the intent from the beginning was ill because I was looking to take from you. And so, that's just a part of my journey and some of my story. And I understand, today how insignificant that is concerning character. I heard a Facebook post, Daniel, the other day, and it said, a polished character does not equate to integrity. And that really...
Polished character. So you mean like a shiny looking character?
No, like a polished character. I think that...
What does that mean?
What it meant to me was, integrity, morals, values, principles.
When I hear integrity,
things like that.
When I hear integrity, I think of if I say I'm gonna do something, I do it. Right? That I think that lands in integrity, and accountability. If I say something, you could hold on to it. I think that's what integrity means, and that I try to do that with the majority of things I say, unless it's blatant sarcasm, of course. Like the deal with the painter dude. He told me a whole bunch of bullshit he ain't fucking followed through on.
I know. Are you talking about Josh?
Yeah, JJA painting.
The brown, the guy that
he won't call me back, even though I gave him $1,900. To paint this house. He did a good job. They did a good job, but I have this giant missus spot on the ceiling. I'm gonna send him an email, and because he blocked me on all the other records, because I don't know why exactly, but
that's what I know of.
I'm gonna send the email now. I have it here.
That individual that you spoke about, he's always been a solid dude to me.
It's weird, right?
Unfortunately, that was y'all's dealings with one another, and I don't want to, give a perspective concerning whatever type of dealings y'all may have had.
I held up mine in the bargain. I held up mine in the bargain.
Well, it's always, and I'm glad that you bring this up, Daniel, because, I would say a few times, even in the recovery process, where it's that when I have struggled on numerous occasions and stuff like that, because I like to splurge and travel when I can and have nice things and stuff like that, my circumstances of that type of addiction has caused me not to always hold my integrity, at a high standard. You
Sure.
understand what I'm saying? So
Well, there's some reason,
I just gotta, this the mask. The mask is never on with Sly. I am who I am.
So, I won't ever say that I'm never wearing a mask, right? Because I know that there's times that if I get pulled over, I might doctor myself up a little bit. I mean, like for real, but I strive to be my most authentic self as possible. But I'm dealing with preconditioning or trauma or whatever you want to call it. The past 40 years of living in a society where we have to grind to get money against each other. That's some fuckery. That the only thing that's helped me alleviate myself of that thus far is my faith in God being my provisioner and my caretaker, and that's the only thing that's getting me away from that. Because it ain't being selfless. It ain't helping another motherfucker. That doesn't alleviate it at all. Being selfish don't alleviate it, and like mongering money, that doesn't alleviate it. The only thing that alleviates is my focus and trust on my provisioner. And the more I embed that into my brain, then these things start to deplete, and then life opens up. And you see my life. My life's all right, man.
Yeah,
I do all right.
That's a great perspective coming from a spiritual standpoint, right? But also too, when I look at it from an internal standpoint, right, just doing some inventory work concerning what you just stated, I remember a time or two, when I didn't do the things that other people expected me to do. You see what I'm saying? They held me in high regard, and I failed them. You understand what I'm saying? So I have to look at the times where I treated people the same way that I'm getting treated right now, or the same way that I feel. I'm not saying that you are wrong in your assessment of how you feel. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying to you is, most importantly, I'm going to be forgiven in that spiritual sense because of the fact I have done that on numerous of times to other people.
Now, let me ask you a question. Did you cause these people a harm, or did you fail to meet their expectations?
That's a real good question, man. And I'm exclude the word expectation, right? I'm exclude that. How about reciprocation? I like to put reciprocation in place of expectation due to the fact of, if you're treating me the way that I treat you in such a manner that it displays all the things that we were talking about, we had talked about it, integrity, and those are some of the things that equate to integrity, right?
No. Reciprocation is not a mandatory in any giving that I do. I know that there's an 80% chance I'm going to get it ain't coming back from that person. I know. My past 40 years of my life knows that. If I loan somebody $200, there's a good chance that I may never see that again. It's probably better than 50%, maybe even. I don't know.
That's
but there's them few loyal relationships that stick around and be all right.
Well, even in that sense, even in a intimate relationship with somebody, whereas that I put more so into the pot than they did. I gotta look at it from the standpoint, why was I staying in a situation where I more likely seen all of these things before the relationship came to an end?
So like my personal rule, like I don't focus on what anybody else's actions might be, whether they're going to reciprocate or not. I'll give my help to somebody, and if I get burnt, I'll probably write it down in my brain somewhere.
What are your intentions when you're giving?
To help the whole, because there's no difference and there is no individuality.
Well, I'm just exploring that because it's different reasons why I have given people things.
Yeah, it could be conditional, it could be transactional.
Right, because we had talked about transactional, I'll give you some right now, later on down the line, I might want some of that ass, I didn't help you pay your bills or whatever the hell the case may be, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to keep it funky. I'm talking about the roads that I've traveled, right?
I feel it,
This is what we talking about, bro, But, yeah, man.
That's why I try to go 50-50 on the check if I'm taking a girl out, because I don't want that unevenness.
Yeah. Fictitious ass bullshit, right? You know what I'm saying? Just like we having a normal conversation that we would have outside of being on a podcast, you and I, right? And got to be scrutinized for trying to make an effort to improve your own life as well as provide for your family, right? So I have a real problem, my good friend, with people that say that they love me, they want to see me do well, but my experience since I've been on the west side of Cleveland,
Let me hear it.
They just don't want to see you doing better than them. So you bet not, Daniel. What you doing better than these people, man?
A lot of stuff, probably. But because I work my fucking ass off.
Okay.
But I'm gonna boil down what that really means, right? If you're doing better than me and you're driving a nice car and you got nicer rims or something, and you got all these girls chasing you and stuff, and I'm like, man, fuck that motherfucker. That's jealousy. That means I'm sad that I don't want to put in the same amount of effort as that motherfucker does.
I'm trying to, it baffles me, Daniel. How can I honestly say that I don't like an individual without knowing them on a personal level? Am I truly being my authentic self? Is the mask truly off when I'm in agreement? When I'm in agreement, Daniel, with one of my friends concerning somebody else's character that they don't even fucking know, bro.
So, but the true statement is we're all 100% equal. Right, and that's the real truth. Like the in here truth that we know is the truth. And but if I don't like this dude, this really means I don't like myself. Because I'm not filling the cup that I should be filling or something.
Okay, is it something?
I've done this like the majority of my life. I know it very well.
Your motorcycle bet not be too shinier than mine.
It's shiny as fuck.
And that fucking car out there bet your rims bet not be looking better than mine.
Come get this bread with me.
You know what I'm saying? That shit crazy as hell, man. So why? Hey, man. So
And better yet, instead of coming and get this bread with me, come get this bread from him with me.
Okay, yeah, because that's the provider we was talking about from the beginning, right? So with that being said...
Well, not the beginning. At the beginning of me, there was no provisioner, and I reaped fucking hell for my actions, and I know hell very well. I have the blueprint out and into a good life if anybody is interested. I'm thinking about being a life coach.
Okay. I think that I have similar credentials. I got my CDCA, my mental health peer support, working for the city of Cleveland, transitional things under the table, and trying to make ends meet, man. It's been a difficult task sometimes, but I'm proud to.
That don't ever go away, bro. It don't ever go away. It don't matter how much money you make. There's no such thing as enough money. I've made $200,000 a year. I've made $10,000 a year, and either way, I'm still fucked. We live in America where everybody else is trying to take that money so they could have it, right?
Did you see that falsified ass shit that they've been posting talking about the IRS has agreed in January with dates to distribute a $2,000 check? Did you see that shit?
I hope they do, man. I've been waiting for another stimulus check. I never made so much money in my life when it was stimulus and unemployment time with COVID. We need another COVID. Fuck. COVID-9, COVID level 10.
Man, if you don't get your sorry ass up and go get a job and stop.
I was working. I had the jewelry store and everybody's getting all this money.
Yeah.
Man, they was spending like, they didn't even care, man. It was just buying shit. That's how it says that we impulse buy. We're media influenced to buy a Bentley. Like the music we listen to says I need a Bentley and 6 girls on a Tuesday.
Man, you cannot be doing that in the company of those people that you know jealous of you, Daniel. So if you have 3-4 different girls coming up on you,
I should share the wealth a little bit.
Yeah, why the fuck, man?
It's still recording. You
Man,
good?
why the fuck would you do such a thing around all these jealous-hearted, hating-ass people around here? Man, why are you doing that?
So I can show them what God can do for me.
Okay. Well, I tell you what.
Or should I limit myself and be less of myself? Should I put on a mask?
No, I think that you should continue living your life how you see fit for people that love you and for your God. As long as I'm pleasing in the eyes of my God and doing right by my family and people that really mean me well, that's all that matters to me, because whether you're doing good and bad in life, people is always going to have something to say. So why in the hell am I going to be overly concerned when I wake up, I get blessed?
It don't matter. You know? It don't matter if they slander my name to this side of town to this side of town. It doesn't impede me. Maybe a little, but like, man, he gonna make sure everything's pushed right the fuck out my way. I developed a pretty strong relationship with my Creator. I've studied, I've worked, I've done the inner work. I've found the things in here that were hindering me in my connection to my fellow man and God. It's been the most fruitful thing I've done, because it's starting to blossom into some real effect. When I first started this venture, like when I first encountered you, it was just like a hope and a belief that I didn't even think might have been real. But I'll tell you right fucking now, man, if I could go back, I'd have focused on nothing else.
Yeah. Real shit, man. That's the reason why, I feel like it was imperative for me to come on the show and, assist my guy Daniel with the podcast, and also have an opportunity to get to know him a little bit more on a personal level. Some of my questionnaire that I'm going to be asking Daniel may surprise him a little bit, right? I set the stage.
I didn't even read that motherfucker. I don't even know that.
You don't need to read it. You're going to hear it, though.
All right.
So here we go, y'all.
Can I get my mask? Can I get my mask real quick?
Hell no. Get ready. So,
oh shit.
So Daniel,
what up?
The first thing that I would like to ask you, what's a secret passion you've never shared?
Never shared?
You never shared with nobody.
Oh, I don't know. I'm pretty open.
Passion.
I don't know. I watch a lot of porn. I mean, people know that. Okay. I'm pretty sure it's been slandered all over town. Actually, I heard that it was. So anyhow, but I don't know. I didn't tell people that. I don't know. Okay. I'll tell people a shortcoming. I'll tell people what I like. What do I like that I ain't never told nobody?
A passion, something that you.
For everybody, leave me the fuck alone.
Huh? No, man, be serious. Man.
No, I like being by myself. I really like being alone, for real. I mean, it's no secret that I'll drift around town in front of everybody. I don't know, man. What I want to, I'll tell you anything you want to know, man. I don't know.
Man,
I like girls with big asses. I mean, that's a passion.
That could be.
I like small asses too. I really like all that.
I don't know if that'd be passion, man. That would probably be a hobby.
I don't know.
Like
it'd be pretty passionate.
Big asses.
I mean, it's a good hobby. It's a hobby too, and a full-time job, or whatever.
So, if you could swap lives with someone for one day, who would that one person be? Oh
shit!
Man, I know there's some bullshit.
You always be talking about my rims and shit. Man, I mean, you want to rock it for a day, you can.
Man, this is some bullshit. Why would you answer that like that, man? Let me repeat this question.
I always want to know what it'd be like to be really black. I mean, I grew up on the east side, but I always want to know.
I don't want people to think that a difference. You lunching out. I want them to hear this question clearly.
No, probably I would trade to be a girl, because I want to get all my bills paid and I don't want to work for it.
Wow. That's a level of compromising of integrity. I think that You know, when you speak about that right there, you know, compromising integrity consists of, you know, not just in a sexual manner. It could be the compromising of my freedom that I compromised for years.
That's what I will give props to Jasmine about. She met me 50-50 on every single fucking bill. Every single bill.
Okay.
That's like one good thing I will say.
And I'm going to tell you something else about that. I'm glad you said that because it cleared the air up concerning, you know, whatever was said, you know, about that situation.
I don't know nothing that was said. Nobody was fucking tell me anything.
But that's a beautiful thing, man. It's hard, you know, to find a, you know, a significant other that's willing to, you know, go the distance with you and, you know, take care of what need to be taken care of at home, man. So, yeah, hats off to her for that. So, what advice would you give to your younger self right now in this moment?
Man, find God now. Wait, in this moment or that moment?
No.
Oh, back.
Right now.
Wait.
Your younger self. If
I travel back in time and seen my younger self, what would I tell him to do?
Yeah.
I mean, besides the winning lottery numbers, I would tell him find God now. Yeah.
Okay.
Start searching, man. Get to work.
It's a good answer right there, man. Let's see.
And be in the last place that motherfucker look to.
If you could erase one memory that took place in your life that you would never want to remember again, what would that memory be?
I don't know. Snitching on Joe Coons in rehab.
Damn.
That's shameful a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it take a lot of courage for you to even say that because, you know, we were speaking about, you know, integrity and stuff. And, you know, that's morals and principles. And I think that, you know, integrity equates to that principle of things.
It's one of the most important steps in the program is admitting my wrongs and seeking to make them right because we're all on this planet and we're all fucking idiots. We're all fucking idiots. We don't know shit, and we're bumping into each other.
No, but I still know I'm not gonna let you get away with that perspective because I need to keep the focus on. No, I'm an idiot. Not the whole world.
I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot, and we're all the same. So
okay. So that's a better way to put it because I know.
Anyhow,
I know I have demonstrated idiotic behavior.
We're all gonna bump into each other. We're gonna have fender benders. We're gonna hit on each other's girlfriends. We're gonna do all kinds of stupid shit. We're gonna piss each other off, or we're gonna cause each other's harms. And so, the most spiritual thing we could do is to admit it, and because to deny it is just a lie to self, and then I'm not self, and then I don't love self, and if I don't love self, then how the fuck I'm gonna be a loving, good person to God or anybody? So I gotta own it and be like, yeah, man, you know, I was wrong, man. How can I make it right? And then the bridge gets mended. Josh the painter, you know, all you gotta do is call me, because.
Well, I don't know about that, man, but. That's how, you know, something like that you may want to address because of how you feel, and I'm sure that
I've been trying.
You know, you said he blocked you and shit, so evidently
I found his email though. I got his email. So.
Okay, so you shoot what you gotta shoot, right? But what I'm gonna ask you is, what is your biggest failure that taught you the most valuable lesson?
That's a tough one. Biggest failure taught me.
Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna be a complex answer. My biggest failure. First, there's a two-handed answer. So, on this hand, I don't think we can possibly fail, and everything we do. Is either hold on, let me finish. Is either going to be a positive asset for growth or a learning lesson if we choose to look at it as a learning lesson. But my failure was the times that I didn't focus on what I was wrong with self and how I could improve. That was my biggest failure.
Okay, that was excellent. You know, just self-improvement. But you know, what I wanted to speak about concerning what you were saying is that I understand in the spiritual sense that I was born to fail. I was born to be imperfect. That's the reason why my God came down to forgive me of my sins, because coming out of the womb, my God knew that I was going to fail and be imperfect and make mistakes and poor choices and all of these things in my life, right? That's a part of my journey. So when we talk about, the experiences that we have, and we was talking about how inspiring, and encouraging and motivating that we can be towards other people through those experiences, I think that that's the most valuable.
All right, I'm gonna ask you a couple questions now, because I got some.
Now
I got
you want
some.
to interview me? I thought
bit.
this was your interview.
So we're always imperfect. We're never going to be perfect, right?
Right.
When will you be good enough to I don't know, to have the right acceptance from God? Is what I'm asking, maybe? Yeah. When does that happen?
Well, that's a question that I have to ask myself on a nightly or daily basis concerning where I was selfish or dishonest or self-centered, or I was lustful, or any of those things. So I go to my God and I ask for forgiveness in the process of my lustful nature, or anywhere that I fail in my character. So that's the only way. And then in those moments, I try to implement some of the minuscule spiritual growth that I've acquired to combat those feelings.
This is the big. This is like one of the biggest parts that I've learned during my spiritual journey. How do I put it? It was given off jump from the moment I was born that I was always going to fall short in every single thing that I did. I could always say there's always room to improve. But most often, almost all my life, something in me was saying that I wasn't worthy enough, that I was falling short, and that I wasn't deserving enough, or I wasn't. But the real true statement is that, I don't want to say the words for the love of God, but for the fact of existence and my birthright, that it's been whole the whole time, and only when I'm in my way am I less than and not in union. That makes sense.
Yeah, but so with the imperfections, I realize that I'm gonna fail myself on a daily basis concerning anything that I just spoke about. My lustful nature, my insecurities, my selfishness, my dishonesty. I understand that I'm going to fail myself on a daily basis. But what I'm trying to get you to see is that's when I need to practice implementing my spiritual growth to combat, right, my emotional state. And it's always been difficult for me to do that because of the immature being that existed within me would cause me to react impulsive. You see what I'm saying? So it always been difficult from a learned behavior standpoint, environments, always being in, a defense mode, attack mode. And I think, to be honest with you too, Daniel, that it even played into my adulthood too. It played into my adulthood, how I interacted with people, because I felt the need to always have to defend myself, man. And my lack of humility and spirituality caused me, and lack of maturity too, man, to be as old as you are or as old as I am, to still react in certain manners that's uncharacteristic of a man of that age.
So, you're talking about defending yourself. Would you defend yourself if someone was attacking you?
Absolutely.
So defending yourself could be appropriate.
In certain instances.
Of course.
In certain instances.
So I would argue that, take that, I don't know, I don't even look at that in the equation. I look at, am I causing people harm? Am I disgracing what might be good for the whole, or God, or whatever you want to call it? that's what's important when it comes to my reflection on my actions. And if I find a fault, if I find an error or something was harmed, then I strive to make it right. Admit wrong, strive to make it right. That's the spiritual thing to do when it happens. It happens on accident. It happens on purpose. It happens, because we're just, I'm going around trying to do what I want to do in life. I'm trying to get some money over there, get some pussy over there. Got to go get some cigarettes. Whatever I'm trying to do. But if I bump into somebody on the way, if I even realize it, sometimes I don't even realize it. Sometimes I got to be made aware of it. Then I admit wrong, try to make it right. Ask them how I can make it right, and mend the bridge so we could get more union and less discord. And
I think that it's easier to alleviate that, for myself if I stop trying to build something that I know that is built on false pretenses,
like,
because it's something that I want, whatever it is that I'm trying to get, whatever it is. You spoke about,
you got free will, and
I got free will, but whatever it is that I'm trying to get, right, is built upon something. It has a foundation of something. A foundation of something. Is it the benefit finances?
You're entitled to them.
I'm entitled to them, but it's built on something. It's built on something. That's the point that I'm making. I can't excuse the fact of anytime that I involve myself, whether it be money, whether it be trying to get some pussy, whatever the case may be, when I was engaging in that type of shit, I know what the intention was. That's the point that I'm making.
You want to get what you want to get.
Yeah,
there's nothing,
absolutely.
And listen, AA has falsely, I believe falsely, burned that into the problem as being morally objective.
Mm-hmm.
Getting some pussy is not a bad thing.
I'm not saying none of that is bad. I'm not saying
we could strive to achieve the things we want in the world. That's what we're here for. We're here so I could want to help somebody. I could want to not help them. And there's no, in my opinion, there's no moral difference. It's only if I cause a harm on purpose and I don't want to make it right. That's morally objective.
Don't you think that is?
I think
that it's morally wrong
to
use somebody for my own selfish natures, knowing that I don't have intentions of having any type of extension of a relationship with the person.
Maybe she ain't either.
Well, that would have to be understood.
And then that
would have to be understood.
So it's all about intention.
Yes, I just said that maybe 20 minutes ago. Was you paying attention in your
I don't listen to nothing you say, bro.
Damn, I know. That's the problem. So anyway, Dave, so I got another good one for you.
What you got?
What habit do you secretly rely on more than you want to admit?
Guidance, maybe. Yeah, I search for guidance a lot, and I don't really talk about it. You secretly? I seek guidance. I try to not talk about it because people just think I'm crazy. That you can gain guidance from elsewhere. But it's definitely in the big book in step 11. If you want to read it, it says we can seek guidance from our Creator.
Right, absolutely. But this is what I'm saying. What habit? Is that a habit of yours?
It's all the time.
To seek guidance?
All the fucking time. I overdo it probably. And then I don't know what's guidance and what isn't. It's like, fuck.
Okay.
Half the shit you say, man, I'm like, fuck. Is God trying to tell me something right now? Mm-hmm. You've been somewhere in a meeting, you heard that one thing, and you're like it was talking to you. Shit happens.
This may sound weird to a lot of people, even you, right?
Even me.
That one of my habits that I secretly rely on is my ability to overthink and overanalyze situations, people, the dialogue that was consistent with the people. You understand what I'm saying to you, bro? So that's a secret habit of mine And a lot of people think that's weird, or you just overthinking this, or you crazy. I beg to differ, because my box has a broadened horizon. So I'm thinking outside of the box of the realms of possibilities.
Right.
The realms of possibilities can become into the box.
And then you can pick the wisest choice, right?
Absolutely.
Now, I'm an overthinker as well. I'm pretty logical, and I think of every avenue I can before I make a decision or whatever, and assess the situation. I'll assess the people. I'll judge people before I even talk to them. That's how I sell good at the mall. But that also hinders me in many respects. Instead of being able to act freely at will, I end up hindering myself in thought way often. I wish many times that if I'm like trying to interact with a girl or something, I could just act without thinking. But now I'm already done thinking, like, oh man, I'm gonna say something stupid. She ain't gonna, and she's already gone. She's like halfway down the block.
Well, that's I would have to say, on that note, man, that's probably that's something that got to do with me though, man. What? You know what I'm saying? My insecurities, my shyness, or my inability to communicate properly with a woman. I get fidgety, I get nervous around a woman.
Yeah, but what if she don't want me to pay her bills?
Come on, man, cut this shit. So, yeah. So Daniel, which book, movie, or idea changed the way you see the world today?
Well, there's two books. One's right there in front of you. It's right there on the table. Emerald Tablets to Hermetic.
I want y'all to be able to see, with the viewers, to be able to see what book this is.
The Emerald Tablets of Hermes. It's got a few philosophies in there that seem to underlie most of the spiritual principles in most religions, and it really ties them together pretty good, like all of them. So there I found less division in the world, and some common regularity in between all. And the Edinburgh Lectures of Thomas Trowell. I read that book 9 times, and I got 10% of it in me. That's the one. But
that's so ironic that you say that. You say that you said that on a continuous basis, Daniel, that we are all of one.
There's only one creation.
Right, one creation, right. And
it's infinite,
I think that was so profound and significant because of the fact that, it seems like it's generational curses that's taking place, right? Over the last, I would say
2000.
I was going 25 years. That's exactly what I was going to say.
You say 25 or 2000?
No, I was going to 25 years.
I said 2000.
2000.
Oh, 2025.
Right.
Yeah. It's probably longer than that.
Right. So
we've been indoctrinated into individualism and pitted against each other.
I also think what's a contributing factor to that, pitted against each other, also consists of the implementation of a belief system as a child. So I carry that belief system into my adult life, same way that I do my trauma, my flaw, all kind of flaws, and all of that shit into my adulthood, man. That's the same. It happens like that.
Damn, I lost my point. We was talking earlier. We was mentioning the same thing. Damn, I lost it. Fuck.
Go ahead.
Fuck, I lost it. I don't know.
No, so I'll help you out here, right, partner?
Oh no, you can't blame these motherfuckers. That's what it's.
Right.
You can't blame everybody for being selfish pieces of shit because we was raised like that.
But I'm going a little bit deeper than that. What I'm talking about is the implementation of a belief system.
40 years.
40 years of it. 40 years. So now
and it's not even that. It's
now
40 plus my parents 40.
Right. So the generations before the 90s and the 80s, the generations before them,
it was a little easier, a
little different, a little bit more structured, right? So that implementation of Don't deal with those people, man. Those people over there, those white people over there. Boy, I better not see you in school playing with them. They not good people.
Yeah.
All of that, So all of that plays on into my mind until I have that personal experience in concerns with the implementation of a racist, I'm going to call it what it is, Daniel, it's a racist belief towards any other culture or the
political side or
Political
religion,
anything.
or we're literally pitted against each other in competition in so many regards, when we already talked about how we know the real truth is that we're all equal.
Hey.
So that means all the religions. That means all the religions are equal. All the political sides are equal. All the races are equal.
Yeah.
All the I'm equal to this table. Everything's equal, right? If everything's equal, we've been living under a false pretense the whole fucking time.
Man, that is so true, right?
But
so true.
But we are at a special era in time where information travels faster than it ever has.
All you have to do is look at it from the standpoint of, it just in the recovery circle. When you look at the recovery circle, it's built upon clicks, popularity, things like that. You know what I'm saying? So
part of
that's
our
the
nature
reason
still.
why you see so many people in those type of support groups that constantly go back out because of it was built on false pretenses. You gravitated towards me because you've seen all these popular people, all these shiny motorcycles, all these shiny cars. Oh, I got a title of a manager or a supervisor. I'm a big shot, so you need to look at me a certain kind of way. You understand what I'm saying? So everything is built on false pretenses. So when you come in there and you equipped with attributes of confidence, right? Confidence, not arrogance, confidence. And your only ulterior motive is what you said from the beginning, Daniel, is to try to be a more forgiving and caring and kind person to people.
Sometimes.
You see what I'm saying?
Sometimes.
But you do have people, we speaking about people in a general sense, from the outside looking in, perception is distorted due to how people are feeling. How people are feeling about themselves.
Yeah, because of their preconditioning.
Yeah, exactly, bro. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing else, bro.
Like if somebody's upset because I have more physical realm things, I have more materials or something, and they get all pissed and then they don't fuck with me or something. I mean, they should just come fuck with me. But if I got it, you got it. Like, so we're preconditioned into this fucking. We already made enemies or something. Like,
that's one of the.
We're supposed to be on the same team.
That's one of the things that.
But how?
That motivates.
But if we're supposed to be on the same team, how's a Muslim supposed to be on the same team with a Christian, right? Something's wrong with the bullshit there, because everybody's equal. I don't know everybody's equal and the same.
I don't know, man.
Maybe they're both right. Maybe they're both right.
To each his own. Everybody, myself included, has a right to live my life how I see fit. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying?
There's mass murderers that do this.
But one thing that I'm not going to do, I'm not going to block my blessings from the distorted eyes of other people. I'm not going to block my blessings from the distorted eyes of other people.
Well,
so do you understand what I'm saying to you, bro?
If I put my focus on people, I might be able to work what I can out of them. If I put my focus on the all, for this word I don't use, then it's not individualized, and things can come to my life. I don't know. Religion's a funny one. People are strong in their beliefs and they're entitled to them, so I respect them, I will dig as deep as I can for the truth, and the world that I know, and that there's just one. Always has been. So I don't know, man. Let's take politics for example. There's two sides, and sometimes three, but there's really two sides. Why did they make two sides and push it to such an agenda? Because that's probably not the smartest thing to do, unless they want us in competition with each other. And then that might go for religions too. Maybe it goes. Maybe they like us in competition with each other.
I wouldn't say competition. I think that conflict would be the better word. I think that conflict.
If I cut your grass, if I cut your grass, I'm trying to get as much as I can out of you, right? If you got a lawnmower, you going around, how much for this yard? You're not gonna say $5. You're gonna say $40. We ain't doing it for free, right? So I'm trying. So I might be trying to earn as much as I can from my work, but I'm trying to take as much as I can from everybody else. And that's a synonym in this instance, right? It's a synonym. So it's our natural way of functioning as a unit, as a whole, in every country, even if it's just a trade and barter system. You want to trade hats, man? Like, let me get them 2 hats for this 1 hat. Like, fuck no, man. You ain't even gonna give me 1 hat. But you see what I'm saying? So like.
Look, man.
But we got some speed with our information, and we have a chance to.
We on speed dial.
All right.
We existing in a different world right now.
We are.
This is a podcast that you will never witness in life. If you continue to view this podcast right here, you will continue to see things about yourself that you never thought existed.
Oh, for sure.
And that's just the honest to God truth. I mean, you don't have to personally like either one of us. We're not here for you to like us, but we are here to inspire you and to give you the opportunity to investigate the contents of your character, because I know mine is not proper right now. And I think that I still got a lot of work to do. I'm sure that everybody else can relate to that if they be honest.
I used to relate to that, right? So like, listen. So I'll never forget. I remember I pulled up to the freeway exit right here, and there's this homeless dude over there holding the sign. I used to be homeless all the time, so I could say all this shit. I'm like, that motherfucker needs to go to rehab, man. And then I'm like, I sat here and I turned my head and I'm like, bam! It hit me like a brick. I'm like, damn. I'm an asshole, man. I'm trying to tell this inwardly. I'm telling this motherfucker how to run his life. Fuck his free will, right? His free will, what he wants to do doesn't even matter. I'm like, this motherfucker's doing it wrong. He's doing his free will wrong. And I'm like, that motherfucker's killing it. He's doing exactly what he wants to do at this second. Literally, he's doing what he wants to do at this second. Does he have some inward feelings like he could be doing better? Sure, that's his fucking problem. His feelings are his problem. But he's doing exactly what he wants to do for that moment, and I'm the asshole because I'm thinking he should live his life differently. So I asked this to you. You've been nailing it your whole life. You've been 100% Sylvester your whole life, right? I've been 100% Daniel every second of my life. I did exactly what I thought was best for every given moment. But if I look back in hindsight, I'm like, oh, I was a fucking idiot. But everything I'm doing, everything I'm saying right now, I think it's the best thing I should be saying. Everything what I'm gonna go eat, I'm gonna go eat the thing that I want the most. I literally been doing that my whole life. So when I think that I'm doing it wrong, or I need to evolve to be me, I've been me the whole time. And so was the guy holding the sign, and so was the president. So, we're all nailing it, 100% on the nail, every single hit.
I think that, you look at it from this perspective of, as an individual, I have a right to exercise my free will, and I think that's basically what you're talking about, exercising my free will. So who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? You see what I'm saying? Because I can remember a time or two when I was down bad and I was doing certain things in my life that, I was ashamed of, but they needed to be done in order for me to survive in that moment. So, I understand exactly where you're coming from, but I want to get back into another question real quick with you, Daniel. Let's see where we can go. What's the one idea that you can't stop thinking about lately? One idea that just keeps running and running like a hamster on a wheel.
I don't know, probably my ex or something. I don't know.
Your what?
Probably my ex. I don't know.
Who is your ex?
Jasmine?
Jasmine who?
You asked this fucking question. Jasmine Koheiser. You want her social?
NoMask.
Jasmine Koheiser. We dated for like 2 years, and it was what it was. I still care about her. I haven't heard anything from her. I don't like spy on her life too often. I probably looked on her Facebook a couple times, but I don't ask anybody about her, so I don't know if she's doing well. I don't know if she's doing bad. I don't know anything. So I of course care about her, and so I worry a little bit, and then I'm a victim of over self-analyzing because I burn that into my fucking being doing these 10 steps and AA and stuff, which it's been quite fruitful. But I really overanalyze my shit because I'm an overthinker, and I'm like, man, maybe I shouldn't have put that towel on that rack like that. Fuck, I'm really overanalyzing shit,
I think that from a personal perspective, I think that I have broke off friendships and intimate relationships along my years of living, and I still have feelings for the people that at a time in my life that they meant a lot to me. So I don't think it's anything wrong for you, I, or anybody else to be concerned about the well-being of somebody that they considered at a time of their life, to be a friend of theirs. Man. So I think that's warranted. That's commendable.
I would like for us to be friends. I like any of my past relationships. We was never friends after like the breakup ever. And I've seen people do it and achieve it, and that's something I was like lightweight curious about. So I try, but
you gotta be, and then also too, man. I had to realize too, D, man, that the way the relationship ended, the things that I was doing, not the other person. I was talking about the lifestyle that I was living that was a contributing factor to the detriment or the demise of the relationship.
It's always 50-50 in a relationship.
Absolutely. So, so I'm not going to be going around, up the range, Denison, St. Clair, Kinsman, 79th, whatever.
What's wrong with St. Clair?
Clark, I ain't going to be sitting up there, talking about, what Daniel did to me, but I'm a disinclude all the good things that you or anybody else has done for me, because I'm a victim of the circumstances, because I didn't get my way one way or another. So now I'm so disgruntled. And then to add insult to injury concerning that is that, when people have a tendency of just moving on from somebody that they know was good to them, it was always an underlying motive involved. In my experience, I was either talking to somebody else and I wasn't giving them enough time and they were demanding more, right? So I start creating situations in my relationship to cause her to want to leave the relationship so that I can go ahead and do what the fuck I was already setting the stage for. So it was ill intentions from the motherfucking beginning, man. It ain't no secret. The real people know what that shit look like. I'ma take from you. I'ma take as much as I can from your ass in the minute that I can, somewhat get on my feet to the point where I don't need you no more. And then I set up plan B option. Just I already know this shit ain't gonna work with you, so I'm gonna set up something else, and so I'm gonna start entertaining that and get mean with you.
I just want to know who the plan B is. That's all.
You know what I'm saying? All that old corny ass shit, man. That somebody that did years ago in their life. That's why that shit be so. It be so transparent, man. It be so transparent, and I don't give people passes concerning that. When you betray me to that level, where it's that I was good to you, and you decided that since I can't fit the bill of what you're requiring in, whether that be financially, sexually, whatever the case may be,
I fit the bill.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to string your ass along and get as much as I can, then I'm going to up and leave.
I think it's possible to be influenced by others in directions, I think. But, if I allow myself to do that, then, I'm an idiot. But,
that's a justification, man. That's a justification, man. Can't nobody influence me to do a damn thing unless I'm willing to do it. That's a justification.
You got me to put a cigarette out of my own house.
That shit, man. That shit, I use that shit for a cop out for numerous years of my life, bro.
Everything we do has an influence in the world around us.
Man. I still got a choice to engage.
I could probably talk the bank teller lady into robbing the place in 2 months. I could influence some shit. It's doable.
Okay.
But if she's ungrounded and allows me to, then who's really to blame? Because we got free will and everybody can achieve whatever they want to achieve. But when it comes to relationships, I'm looking for something solid.
I think
but that's rare.
The biggest, it's only a rarity because, jumping head.
I want to go back to something. Go ahead.
Jumping, head first into something that I'm really, truly unfamiliar with,
Yeah,
and being as old as I am, bro, I realize that everything that look good ain't good for me. You understand what I'm saying? And then, where I had experiences with, when somebody knows that you're in a relationship, they know you're in a relationship, and try to create a narrative about you and the engagements of you, I really have a problem with that as well. But I also understand that people have, you talking about free will, so people have the free will to think or say whatever they want to say. Now, does that necessarily make it factual?
Yeah, no.
And the reason why I'm saying this to you, Daniel, is because being influential in a certain manner, whether negative or positive, does not equate to it being factual.
A person's actual character.
Factual, yeah. Absolutely.
I can't even possibly explain Sly to anybody using words.
Yeah, you got.
I used every word in the dictionary. It wouldn't suffice. It's just he is infinite in nature. You could do any infinite thing in the next moment,
as well as yourself.
I know this to be true. But back to the victim person, the slander and saying all this negative stuff on the streets or whatever. I try not to talk negative about people. I end up doing it because I got events sometimes with friends, or sometimes I'm just an asshole and I want to recruit people on the team even. But I really strive not to do that because it's highly unspiritual. It's how do I put it? So it's like here's two people, and it's like this person attacking this person, and then it's all crippled, right? And then, but really they're connected the whole time. So now the whole hand's just retarded, So just fucking killing both people. Now he can't even hold a pencil, So I strive not to, man, but I do it. I end up doing it. It happens. But I strive to stay away from the gossip and the character assassination.
I think, man, that
Well, but unless I'm defending myself by telling my story. Sometimes defending ourselves is appropriate. Yeah, I'll say it again because that came up. Sometimes defending ourselves is appropriate.
True.
Because if I don't have me, I can't possibly be of service to anything, God, or anybody else, or be of the service of executing my free will in the future, because that's why I'm here. So I must defend myself at all costs, so I can be all that God wants me to be.
I think a lot of times, you know, you do have that right to defend yourself as well as myself or anybody else, you know, but, you know, most importantly, I got to look at it from the standpoint, what am I really responding to? What am I really reacting to? Is it necessary? Because the ill intentions of other people
Can ruin relationships.
You know, yeah, it'll ruin relationships. But the point that I'm going with it is that, you know, they'll poke. And they'll poke because they want a reaction, a response from you because it's entertaining for them. And then
or it's where they get their power.
And then also, you got to look at it from the perspective when you're reacting and responding to the narrative of what's being put out there, you're also given additional information that may have not been provided by the person that's playing victim.
Yeah, true.
So,
but fuck the information. I don't even care about that. I still don't know. I don't know anything that fucking really is real and whatever had happened since I moved back here. But there is a difference between defending myself and making somebody an enemy through my attack. They did this. They were the bad guy. No, there's a difference between my intention. If I'm telling my story and defending myself, or if I'm attacking somebody, right? There's a clear difference, and there's a different vibe in the air, and that shit can be felt. I feel that shit. I can feel shit.
Yeah, you know, I actually agree with that to a certain extent, but you know, the free will thing is always going to be free will, you know, to be influenced or be influential to other people. So that's just the world that we live in. I think it's human nature for myself or anybody else to be influenced by any type of rhetoric or, you know, the emulation of somebody else that they, you know, highly, you know, look at in high regard.
So if I watch a YouTube video, I'm influenced by it, and those things seep into my brain, and I'll process them, and they may become a part of my working facet, or I might think they're garbage. If I listen to Lil Wayne, it's going to seep into my brain, or I might think it's garbage, you know, and I'm going to, you see, but pretty much everything's going to sink in, even through all my 5 senses or 6 senses, and I'm going to implement it into my being one way or another, regardless. It could be in a negative or a positive way. But what I'm interested in doing with my actions is being an influence to help dismantle all the lies that we believe in our own little brains about what this world in reality really is and what we are to each other, because we're not enemies, although we'll make each other our enemies all the time. In fact, we're different units of the same whole. If we're all parts of the same body, then we should try to be acting in accordance so we don't develop a cancer.
I'm glad that you said that, right? So, you know, it's actually a question on here that I thought that was very important to bring to the audience tonight. And it says, if you could create a holiday, what would it celebrate? And my first man, and I'm going to answer this from my perspective first.
Nowadays.
Nowadays?
No, nowadays. That's the holiday, nowadays. Nowadays. Because it's all we ever really have.
If you could create a holiday, what would it celebrate? So this what I would celebrate for a holiday that I could create. And it would be called Unity. That's the name of the holiday that I came up with when my God told me to express to the audience. It would be called Unity Celebratory Holiday.
You know how many fights?
Unity consistent. We all know what unity is, right? Unity consists of brotherhood and sisterhood.
And acceptance.
It doesn't make a difference because I'm brown skinned and my brother over here white, we ain't gonna celebrate the holiday of unity because of the implementation of a belief system that I'm black and I'm better than him and he's white power and he's better than me. No, that ain't what the unity holiday is about. See what I'm saying? The unity holiday is about bringing people together as one. The government and everybody else is always trying to tear us apart with things that's happening in the world.
Not the government.
All of that. So
we need the government.
We got to, unity. Think about that, y'all. Unity.
One, it's not the government. It's the elite with everything at the top who owns everything. That's not the government. The government is some $40,000 a year lady sitting at an IRS desk who hung up on me yesterday after they sent me a bill for $1,200. Man, she's going to hang up on me. She was crabby as hell. I bet she is trying to get money from people who don't want to give up all the money they earned.
Right.
Damn, I had my hand up. What the fuck are we talking about?
See, man, that's
what are we talking about? Hold on.
Talking about.
It was good. It was good.
Hey,
your holiday, Unity Day. Real quick. Hey, everybody going out drinking with.
In and out. He goes in and out. I'm just letting y'all know.
Hey, Unity Day. Everybody gonna go out and have a couple of drinks. There's gonna be so many goddamn fights on Unity Day. It's gonna be epic.
That's crazy as hell. Now you see how he is. He definitely frick. I'll be frat for real for saying some silly shit like that, right?
You know it's true.
Unity holiday. Unity. So if I could create a holiday, it would be called Unity. Everybody get together and just celebrate life. You know, just being grateful to be alive, man, and showing appreciation of life through the actions of others, man, and trying to get along with each other instead of trying to tear each other down all the time. And it's so unfortunate that the misery of the universe is so rapid in the world that we live in that it's infested with miserable people that don't want to see anybody else doing anything productive in their lives. And if they're less fortunate, of course, they become jealous.
I want to point out that it's not everything in the universe. It's just humans. The Mother Nature and the animal kingdom and the insects, they run pretty damn smooth. It's just us with our intellect who think we know better. Seems to cause ourselves a lot of problems with each other. And there's one word that you didn't put in your explanation of unity, and it's acceptance. Not acceptance as the situation is what it is, I better have peace with it. Acceptance, like I better love Hitler. It doesn't matter if he killed people. He's equal. I have to respect his free will. I might not agree with it, but I have to respect it and love him for being him. And he killed it. He did exactly what he wanted to do. And I mean, that's fucked up, but like, from a spiritual standpoint, it's just as equal to my free will. I just try to utilize mine in a more helpful way. But he was probably just trying to help whatever his agenda was.
And you spoke about acceptance. I'm glad you said that. But the Unity holiday also, one of the main ingredients of that is freedom. It's freedom.
Which we have none.
Freedom.
We have none.
Freedom, man.
You been locked up before?
Yeah.
I've been locked up before, man. I didn't even plan on going that day. I didn't want to go there. They done took me there.
Man, shit. To have my freedom today to be alive and sit up here on a podcast and share some different perspectives and and spend some time with my friend, man, to inspire and encourage, and also concerning.
We got to work so goddamn much to make sure all the money keeps going up to the top of the pyramid.
See how this guy just.
This is important.
Just interrupt me, man. I was in the flow of something that I was trying to relay to y'all, and here he go, man. This might be my last interview, y'all. So I don't know how this may go.
He be begging me to come on the show all the time, man.
I'm just letting y'all know. Yeah.
But, how free are you if you got to work 1.5 full-time jobs to keep your bills paid, and you don't get to even keep most of the money or any of the money? How free are you really, man?
I'm actually free.
A couple hours a day.
Maybe I think from 7 to 9. I try to get in early because I try to wind down at get ready for work the next day. But 7 to 9 is a good time for me. Anytime you allow me the privilege to be on, man, it was an honor.
Always will. Anybody's always welcome. Anybody. But we're at a specific point in time where information travels really fast. And we all know we're getting the fuckery this financial system is set up to divide us, just like all the other systems are dividing us. We want better for ourselves. We want our efforts to be utilized more efficiently, so we don't have to work so goddamn much. No reason that we have to work so much. We could probably keep doing exactly what we're doing with a lot less effort and work. All we gotta do is build the stuff and take the stuff to the stores and to the houses. That's it. It's not a lot.
When I look at it from the standpoint, Daniel, being imperfect, I should say. I've been guilty of, slander and scrutiny of, other people and stuff like that, right? So I understand what that looked like. I understand what it looked like because I've demonstrated that and stuff like that. So the improvement of oneself has to equate to spirituality, because
100%.
Spirituality, and this is what this show is about. It's about spiritual growth, but also learning from different perspectives. You see what I'm saying? I'm sure that there was some things that were said, not only in my life, but your lives as well, concerning some things that you might not want it to be honest about. Somebody asked you about something, you ain't want to disclose it. So, it might be something that's said on here that might resonate with you and might want to keep you tuned in and locked and loaded on some information, because my partner over here said that information is traveling at an all-time high at a rapid pace. So you want to try to receive as much significant, I should say, information as possible concerning oneself as well as circumstances and situations that occur in life. And with that being said, I'm going to get up off of here. It's been a pleasure, and thank you for listening.
And that's the beauty of what we're doing with our words. We're bringing our words to the public, which can cause awareness. And awareness is the first step to inner change and inner growth. If I'm aware of some things that I could do a little better, then I could do a little better. And if you're like me and I'm like you, then that probably goes for you too. And we could all do a little better, and we could all see things a little clearer. And that's what it's all about. So let's see things clearer. Let's slowly try to take off some of our masks, because we got a lot of masks. And let's come together. And Sylvester, thanks for coming on the show. We love you.
All right,
and
you already know.
Anybody else wants to come on the show, hit me up. We tried to have Effie on the show. Effie didn't record a sound. And it's been a long show, and I got people calling me. I got shit to do. And, I got stuff to do. All right. Love you guys. Hit me up. Press like and share. We can't press subscribe because I opened the YouTube channel, but I spelled it wrong. It was NoMask channel instead of NoMask channel. So I'm working on getting another one set up. And if anybody wants to give me computer lessons, I'm available sometimes. Hit me up. Peace.